Part 4.
Some of some of those details are found in the Quran, but are the exact rak'ahs, how many times you go up and how many times, none of that is found in the Quran. None of that is found in the Quran. So Allah is telling us to do things in the Quran. Pray, fast, go hajj. But then we don't know how to do any of that unless we have an outside explanation. And the brother already showed us that this ayah shows you the importance of an outside explanation.
No, it didn't. No, the ayah didn't. But I'll tell you what. I'll give you verses from the Quran, and then I compare it to what you're saying. Yeah, right. So, parts of the prayer, they're praying now. They're praying up and down. Go to the mosque. This up and down things. Yeah, prostration and. He said part of them are in the Quran. Because that's what you do. You think part of it in the Quran because that's what you think the sujood is. That's what you think the ruku' is. You think salat is going up and down. It's got sujood and it has ruku'. That's what you think because that's what you've been brainwashed to do. That's what you've been told to do. So some of it is in the Quran, the rest of it is not. What does it mean? That means this book is not enough. It's not explained enough. Yeah, it's logic. It's logic. It's logic. If it's a book, it hasn't got missing details. That means it's not a full book. Is missing details, so we need another book to explain to us how to do things from the main book. That means the book is not full. Between me and you, the Quran now, Quran, and I'll give you that a Quran is a complete book. It's fully detailed, all right? Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 3. Today, I have completed your deen, your religion, you call it religion, perfected by blessing upon you, and I have decreed Islam is your deen. See, today I have completed your deen, and you say salat is from the deen. So he hasn't really completed it, is he? He's lying. God is lying. You know what I mean? Because he said, I completed your deen. He didn't say I completed your deen and your hadiths, is it? No, the verse doesn't say that. The Quran is a complete deen, a complete religion. Right? That's verse 1. You don't believe in it. You reject that. You reject this, yeah? You reject this verse. Let's go to Surah Al-Nahl, chapter 16, verse 89. The day will come when we will raise from every community a witness from among them. This is like Judgment Day, yeah? And bring you as the witness of those people. So he's talking to Mohamed. He said he's going to bring him as a witness to his people, yeah? We have revealed to you this book. Revealed to you this book, not these two books. You know, one book. God always refers to his book as one book. All right? To provide explanations for everything. And guidance and mercy and good news for the Muslims. Do you believe in this verse, Mr. Self-proclaimed God? Right? I'll read it again just for laughs. The day will come when we will raise from every community a witness from among them and bring you as the witness of those people. We have revealed to you this book to provide explanations for everything and guidance and mercy and good news for the Muslims. Do you like this verse or not? Do you not accept it? No, you don't accept this, or you reject this verse, yeah? All right, let's go to another verse. Probably one verse will click into your head. I don't know. But I'll just keep giving you verses, all right? Not hadiths, yeah? Not hadiths. Not ayat mutashabihat. This is muhkamat. This is clear verses. All right. Verse number 3, Hud, Surah Hud, chapter 11, verse 1. ALR, right? And I know I'm not getting any good this from reading the 3 letters. This is a book whose verses have been perfected, then elucidated, explained, then explained It comes from the most wise, most cognizant. I'll read them again. ALR. This is a book whose verses have been perfected, then explained. It comes from the most wise, most cognizant. See, then explained. These verses, all of them in the Quran, they have been perfected, right? And then explained. Because they come from the most wise, the creator, the most cognizant, who knows everything. And he's telling you this book is all these verses, but no, do you believe in this one? No? No? It's not clear enough for you? No? Okay. Let's go to another one. Al-An'am, chapter 6, verse 119. Why should you not eat from that upon which God's name has been mentioned? He has detailed for you what he prohibited for you unless you are forced. Indeed, many people misled others with their personal opinion. Without knowledge, your Lord is fully aware of the transgressors. Wow, man, if this verse was talking, if you really believe in this verse, so you understand, all right? God said, why are you not eating from what's not being prohibited? Do you know what I mean? Why? God is saying he has detailed for you what is prohibited. Where did he detail this? Where did he detail all these prohibited things? In the Quran. He didn't say it from the Hadith, is it? Didn't tell you that. Unless you are forced. Indeed, many people, Mr. Mohamed hijab, many people misled others with their personal opinion. That's what you listen to. Your clerics have personal opinions. Because the Shafi'i came and said, the Sunnah is the hikmah. That is the most stupid things I heard from her. That's his opinion. One person's opinion. Abu Hurairah is one person. You understand? Abu Hurairah is one person. Malik ibn Anas is one person. Al-Bukhari is one person. Muslim is one person. All your clerics are they are individuals, yeah? Giving their opinions. They're not using the Quran because this is another verse to prove it. Now they give you a verse. You don't believe in this verse, do you, Mr. Hijab? So I'll give you another verse, though. Surah Bani Israel, chapter 17, verse 12. We rendered the night and the day, two signs. We made the night dark and the day lighted, that you may seek provisions from your Lord therein. This also establishes for you a timing system and the means of calculations. We explained everything in details. God is telling you, look what I'm explaining everything. I did not leave nothing. Explain everything. Even the night and the day is trying to explain it. The day and why the day, why the light. That's God's explanation. That's why God explains everything in the Quran. You don't need anyone to explain it. You don't want this verse? You don't like it? I'll give you another one. Surah Al-A'raf, chapter 7, verse 2. We have given them a book, not two books, not three books, not Bukhari, nothing. We have given them a book that is fully detailed with knowledge, guidance, and mercy for the people who believe. So God said this book is fully detailed with knowledge. So everything you're talking about should be in this book, because the knowledge is in it and the guidance is in it. So nothing else can guide you except this book. Nothing else can give you detail in knowledge like this book. And it's also a mercy for the people who believe. People who believe. You see, when I read this verse, I believe in this verse. See, but I don't think, no, you're not convinced enough? Not yet? Give you another verse. And it's in Surah Fussilat, Tafassala, Tafasil, chapter 41, verse 3. A book whose verses provide the complete details. An Arabic Quran for people who know. Right? Not who know Arabic. No, it's not talking about that. Talking about the verses that they are completed. Like me, I know these verses are complete, have the complete details. I know. I'm the one of the people who said God said he are who know. See, I believe in God's words. I believe this is a message from God, and this is his message to me, and he's telling me, alright, this book is fully detailed. But no, your logic doesn't. No, no, you're not happy with this verse? No, alright. Give you another verse, Surah Al-An'am, chapter 6, verse 97. And he is the one who made the stars to guide you during darkness, on land and on sea. We thus clarify the regulations for the people who know. We clarify the revelations. Who clarifies it? Who is we here? Who is we here? Who is we? Bukhari and God? Bukhari and who? Ahadith and the Quran and God? Or Mohamed and God? Who? Who is we? Who is we? Who is we here? We clarified. I mean, just clarified it. God clarified the revelations. So everything is clear. Everything is there. Everything, whatever you think is not there, it doesn't mean that the book is short. It's whatever you think is wrong. If you think you have to pray like this, and you're trying to push it on God, right? You want God to make you pray that way. Because you want to pray that way. So because God didn't put it in his book, a complete book, a full book, yeah? Everything about this book, fully detailed book, right? Because this book hasn't got the way you think Salat is. That means this book, who's a full book, it's not a full book anymore. It's not fully detailed anymore. Because you want to create your way of praying, right? In another book. And you don't even have it in another book. As fully detailed as you pray today. Find me, please, call me a liar. Find me the ahadiths, right, that have all the details about how you pray today. I dare you, Mr. Hijab. Let's carry on.
He put it rightly, of the Prophet to give that outside expression. Sheikh Albani, in fact, Nasruddin Albani, he said this in a very
See, another person who has an opinion. See, people. Sheikh Al-Albani, like he's the criteria. Sheikh Al-Albani, a person who died and he changed your hadith, yeah? He actually changed your hadith, right? He messed with your hadith. And you're still calling him Sheikh al-Islam, Sheikh that. Let's carry on.
He said that the Quran is like the constitution, and the hadith, or the Sahih hadith, are like the laws. You know how you have in a country, you have the constitution, you know, like the codified constitution, and then outside of that you have all the laws. It's a very good way of putting it. Because you can't really know the full legal picture by just looking at the constitution.
He just said a full picture, you see the verses I read, yeah? Does this guy believe in them, really? Really? Does this guy thinks this actually, God sent a message, and this is his verses, right? And he actually is telling me that this book is full and everything fully detailed and that. But no, let's reject this Quran, reject this, right, all the verses, and listen to the Albani. Didn't he just do that? Didn't he just do that though? Didn't he listen? Isn't he listening to someone's opinion? Like God said here. Like I said the verse earlier. Right. It's if you're not brainwashed, if you're not an idiot, a complete idiot, if you're not lying to yourself, right? It's clear what this guy's saying. I don't believe in these verses. I don't believe in the Quran. I just believe. Who's rejecting the Quran? Who is rejecting the Quran? Who is rejecting the Quran? I'm rejecting hearsay, people's stories and people's opinion. I'm not rejecting the only message. He's rejecting the only message and listening to people's opinions, and he's brainwashing people listening to him to follow him. So the people are there listening to his opinion about someone else's opinion, all right? To, I don't know when, to the dead people, and we can't wake up, to ask them if they actually verify the shit out of this hadith. But we can't do that. We have to trust them. We have to trust those people. We have to trust Mohamed hijab. We have to trust Al-Albani. We have to trust those. We don't trust in all the verses of the Quran. We just throw them under the bus. So this verses are said, about 8 verses, is it? What's the meaning of them? What are the meaning of all these verses? What are the meaning of them? Why do we need them to be in the Quran? If we don't practice them, if we don't believe in them, what's the point of this? What's the point of the Quran if we keep listening to people's opinions and people's explanation and people's ideas and people's education? That's why they've been educated. Not educated, brainwashed to say the same thing.
You can be a constitutional lawyer, but you will not be a good one if you don't know the laws. You know, and that...
What laws, man? The laws are here. I just read the laws. God's laws. I just read them, right? Right? You shall not touch the orphan's money, except in a most righteous manner, until they reach maturity. You shall give full weight and a full measure when you trade. Equitably, we do not burden any soul behind its means. All right? You shall be absolutely just when you bear witness, even against your relatives. You shall fulfill your... This is laws. This is the laws. Right? I'm not clear. God is telling me the laws. Why do I need to find another laws? So I need to find another book to explain these laws to me. That God, I don't want to touch your orphan's money. I'm forbidden from touching orphan's money. This is the laws. This is the laws of God. You get it from his book. It's fully detailed. There's all the laws in here. You don't need any laws not in the book. They're not laws, right? They're not laws when it comes to practicing Islam. They're not laws. Nothing to do with you. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't make them up and then say they're from Islam. No, you don't do that, because God, he just told them the right path. Where's the straight path? Straight path. Look, listen, hijab, listen. This is my straight path. After giving you these laws, yeah, he told you, this is my straight path. This is my path, a straight one. You should follow it, and do not follow other paths. He just told me, yeah, God, this is the laws, this is the path, this is the straight path, and you shouldn't follow any other laws except these laws, right? It's the only path, this straight path. What's the straight path? Is to listen to these laws, God's laws, and practice them. But he's saying no. The Quran has the thing, and the laws, you get them outside the Quran.
That case with the Quran and the Sunnah, I think, is a good tashbih. Well, I'll tell you one thing though. These are all kind of stock arguments. I had discussion with Quran alone people many times. And
he did not have discussions. He had, I heard him 1,000 times. Right? He will not let you speak a word. He will try and he uses his. That's what they do, because obviously whatever he knows. I think that's what I think they know. What they're doing. You know why? Because when someone is reading you a verse, sometimes you're reading them a verse, they don't even listen to them. They stop you, lad. Don't say verse. Don't say verse. I showed you his arguments, man. That's why I rather argue with him like this. And if he can reply, he can. All right? He can reply. All right? I'm not going to stop him, but I have to say what I need to say, because face to face, I won't be able to say what I'm saying now. You see, so people will not understand, because you can't cut me off and expect me to explain myself properly. And for them, they ask you a question and they want a straight answer, But when you ask them a question, they give you 200 hadiths, 300 opinions from other people, 300 imams, all right? That's how they answer questions, all right? But when you try to explain something from the Quran, all right, or basically reading verses from the Quran, I don't need to explain them, they're clear, all right? They won't even let you say The Quran, they don't even listen. They're deaf, like deaf, dumb. You know what I'm saying? They don't listen. They just go like, shut down. See, but
Two things I brought up, which because they expect all of what we've just said now, because they've heard it so many. Because any layperson can say it to them. So I've said two things to them that has really thrown them, like they had no idea how to answer it.
okay, please do that.
Online, I'm not making this.
Please stop me. Make me come back a Sunni again, please. Say one thing that is going to make me to go back and become a Sunni again. All right?
Bragging here,
He's not.
One of them is in chapter 33 of the Quran. Because in the Quran many times it says al-hikmah, 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 or al-hukmah, which we...
I told you. Hikmah. He goes to Shafi'i, his Imam, one person opinion, it's called the Shafi'i, all right? Shafi'i. He's the first person, all right? No one before him said it. Can you imagine? So even the Prophet didn't say the Sunnah is the Hikmah. Even the Prophet himself. I mean, Prophet didn't talk about Sunnah at all, right? But even the Prophet himself never said the Sunnah is the Hikmah. But I'll come to that. I loved you. When you said that, I loved you. You know why? Because linguistically, Sunnah can never mean Hikmah. Linguistically, in your own language, you're Egyptian, innit? Right. Saying the Sunnah is the Hikmah. That is the most stupid things to say. You understand that? إذا تبدل المبنى تبدل المعنى. That means if the word changes, the word change, the meaning has to change. You understand that? But apparently he's going to stop me. Don't know the answers. But no, I've got the answers in the Quran. But I'll come to that.
By the way, it's also a Hebrew word, hukmah, which means the wisdom, right? And most mufassirun, most exegetes say this is talking about the Sunnah. The hikmah, so the Quran,
Most. He said most. You know most. When he says most, Shafi'i started it, right? He started it first. And obviously he's got students that said the same thing because they learned from him. Same source, same opinion. They're teaching Shafi'i's opinion to others. Of course there'll be so many of them. It doesn't mean that the whole Muslim community voted on it, is it? When you talk about ijma' is the law itself, and I come and prove it.
Yeah, and we gave the prophets, the book and the hikmah or the hukmah. So we ask, so this is the usual debate. We say, okay, well, this is the Quran, and this is the Sunnah. The hikmah is the Sunnah. It's the wisdom that Allah has given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They say, no, this is nonsense. They say, this is your interpretation, you're superimposing your understanding. There is one verse in the Quran where Allah is speaking to the...
This is whatever he's saying, he's not smart, but don't think he's smart or he's special. No, he's just read some books. I've read them books and I came up with a different opinion than him. Because one person can't change the religion. One person's opinion is not deen. You understand? And that's the opinion of the Shafi'i. But he went against the Quran, against the language itself, the Shafi'i. This is going to come in the next video because it has to be proved from the Quran. It has to be. I can't give my opinion. I just give you what the Quran says, right? Because that's why I only follow the Quran. I don't follow people because people have different opinions. The Quran doesn't have one opinion.
Prophet. He says, وَاذْكُرْنَ مَا يُتْلَى فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ مِنْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. And mention what is, or recite what in your houses. وَاذْكُرْنَ مَا يُتْلَى, what is recited in your houses, or mention what is recited in your houses, مِنْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ, from the ayat of Allah, the ayat, the verses of God, meaning the Quran, وَالْحِكْمَةِ. So there are two things being recited here. These are two separate entities. You have the Quran and you have the hikmah. And it can't be the same thing because a lot of them will say the hikmah is the Quran itself. But
exactly. God is talking about the hikmah of the Quran, right? You see what I'm saying? So when you read the Quran, you get wisdom from it. Do you know what I mean? But he's going to say, well, yutla. Right.
But when both are being recited, and in Arabic they say al-'atf yaqtadi al-'atf lil-mughayara.
No, not always.
Or that conjunction, like the word and, is a conjunction.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, conjunction necessitates different.
But I go back to apple tree. You see, you can only get some things from other things. You can extract things from other things. See, we get oil, and then we extract things from it. Do you understand? This guy doesn't, he's logical, he's smart, he's very clever, but he doesn't know this, right? That you can extract things from other things, right? And the hikmah, you extract it from the Quran. Once someone is reading the Quran, I'm understanding it, then I'm getting the wisdom from the words, isn't it? So, waw al-'atf, yes, but some things you can only extract from other things, right? You can get the milk from where? A cow. You know what I mean? And a milk as a cow, it's not the same thing, are they? Yeah. And when you say waw al-'atf, yeah? When you say waw al-'atf, yeah? When you say apple tree, yeah? Apple tree. So, as a tree, there's an apple. That is one entity. So you can say التفاح والشجرة, but you can say an apple tree. And an apple tree, even if it doesn't have apple, we still call it an apple tree, even with no apples. So you can only extract things from certain things. If I don't say anything, you will not extract nothing. Well, I won't give you any wisdom, would I? Do you know what I mean? I can't give you from wisdom if I can't speak. So I have to speak, to say something, for me to give, you get the wisdom from the words I'm saying. And that's exactly what it is. But I don't know if you think we can't answer that. It's simple. I can ask it from the Quran, and I can ask it logically. Do you know what I mean? But I'd rather do it from the Quran. I don't want to give my own opinion.
This is a very well-known Arabic principle, yeah? So if you have two things, ayatullah, yeah, which are the ayat, verses of God.
So the funny thing is, and now he's a linguistic, right? He just destroyed the Arabic language because he said the Sunnah is the hikmah. Do you understand? He just destroyed Arabic language now. He's destroyed it. The Sunnah is the hikmah. You know what I mean? That means that the fundamental law about Arabic, إذا تغير المبنى تغير المعنى, this guy destroyed it. So that means words don't really have meanings, you see. That's what he's showing us. And then, when it suits him, he's becoming linguistic and he knows about the language when he doesn't.
The hikmah, and there's a waw in between them, that must mean there must be two different things, which can be recited, interestingly. Meaning it can be mentioned by mouth. And that Allah is telling the wives of the Prophet to mention both, not just one.
Okay.
So what is this al-hikmah then? Wallahi, فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرْ. And I will say that this, he has no response to that whatsoever.
Oh my God, how they actually, bloody hell, how they pump themselves. Unbelievable. I just answered it. But if you're telling me that waw al-'atf means in the Quran, right? I go back to the Quran, right? So, if you're telling me that the Prophet, right, for instance, Allahu wa Rasuluhu, yeah? Right? That means there's two, yeah? There's two, yeah? I'm with you there. But he's not following the rules of the Quran. He's following his own rules and the rules of other people's opinions. But in the Quran it's different, right? Because if two different things, right, do two different things, right? If these two things do two different things, right? That means they become plural, isn't it? Become jama', yeah? Is that right? In the next video, I'm going to destroy you. Honestly, I am going to destroy you in the next video. Not the Quran is going to destroy you, not me. Quran itself, right? The language of the Quran itself, right? Going to destroy this guy. And buhita alladhi kafar. They just say verses from the top of their heads. All right. See you in the next video.